Good morning, YouTube. It is almost good afternoon, YouTube. I'm a little late today, sorry. It was raining, and because I do my show outside, I didn't want to get wet. So, sorry, trying to get to the feed, got to share it all out. How is everybody doing on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day? Doing on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Share it out. Today we are going to review sorry about that. Today we are going to review another dual strain. I cannot do two things at once. So when anybody says, or whenever I say I can multitask, just know I can't. I suck at freaking multitasking so bad. So, yeah, I'm getting all this shared out. We are doing another dual strain because of this wonderful holiday coming up. I also wanted to take a quick minute and talk to you guys about something that didn't get a whole lot of recognition the beginning of October. I was going to do a show on it, and that's mental health in October, because October, the first week of October, is mental health awareness week, and that is something that, I think we all need to embrace. Cannabis helps with the mental health in so many different aspects. I mean, there are some days the depression is so bad that I just don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. After I start smoking, I start writing and I start doing other things. I get away from the TV. I've even, sat down and relaxed and read a book. So this is something that is very, very near and dear to my heart. Mental health. I do suffer from severe depression, anxiety. As do a lot of you guys, my mother was bipolar and manic depressive, and during times of the year off her rocker. So I understand what it's like having a parent that was like that, and then being afraid. I'm 44 years old, of going down that path myself. I mean, I take after my mom so much that it does worry me at times that the mental health part of my mother will come through, and that scares me. I mean, and I think it does a lot of us. So I think October for mental health awareness is a great thing. I love going through my costumes and stuff. This is not a costume. I don't ever dress up as military for Halloween. This was actually my little brother's green beret jacket when he was in the Army. He was my ex-husband's brother, but he was my little brother. He still is. He is so very, very, very near and dear to my heart, as are all of our veteran military members. You guys have gone through so much. Your family has let you guys go over there, and you've gone through so much. You've seen so much. You've seen the epitome of hell in people's hearts when kids are coming up, and women, and they're either being used as shields or they're blowing themselves up to hurt other people. And I would love to see within the next year or so our military being given the right to use cannabis and not have it affect them in their daily lives or in their struggles for what they're doing. So I think cannabis and mental health are, again, another great combo, just like Designer OG and the Sweeties. It's one of those combinations that need to be together. Our veterans, our military veterans really could benefit from the use of cannabis, from their PTSD to their shell shock to their depression and anxiety that they go through is phenomenal, and they deserve all of our support. But most of all, they deserve the right, as any of us cancer patients as well do, that if there is a substance out there like cannabis that is helping us to help control that pain, to help control that sadness in our lives, our veterans most definitely have earned the right to be proud card-holding members for the medical marijuana movement. Not only should they be given that right freely, because they fought their lives for for us, for all of this. Okay, get my chat back up. Okay, guys. This whole multitasking thing is difficult for me. So yeah, helping our veterans be able to get rid of some of that PTSD, get rid of some of that anxiety, that shell shock, that crap that they have to let go of, and those memories that torment them. It's just like with any other victim of any other violent crime. Our PTSD is no less significant than theirs, nor is theirs of ours. So, and in a lot of aspects, theirs is a lot more, because they volunteer to go into that for us, to keep our country safe, to keep our people safe, and, you know, to keep some of the other people and other countries safe as well. And for that, guys, you know, I applaud you. As our military veterans, I absolutely adore you, I applaud you, and I thank you every day for your service. We wouldn't be such a great place without you, and thank you. Thank you for putting your lives on hold to give us a life to fight for. So thank you. So now that my comments are back up and working, Bungits? Yes. Thank you guys for your service. I have personally never served in the military. I did try out, not try out. I did actually fill out the package to go into the Coast Guard. And then I came down with cervical cancer. Once you hit that C word, military doesn't want anything to do with you. And it's probably for the best, to be honest with you. It was a really long, rough road over the last 20 years, and I've learned a lot, and I've suffered a lot, and I wouldn't trade any of it, because you guys have been a true inspiration to my family, to my friends, and to all of the subscribers here. So thank you from the bottom of my heart and from everybody else's heart. Thank you for putting your lives on hold for us. Thank you. So today we are looking at another dual strain, and again we are at Organix Refinery, or Arizona Organics. Just to kind of give you an idea, all of these come in these types of papers through Arizona Organics so far that I have noticed. However, because the shatter is so clear and light, you can't see it on the paper at all. So you kind of like, yeah, you can't see it. It gets shiny, but that's really about it. It's really kind of cool. That signifies to me it is a very, very clean concentrate. And I like that. You want those cleaner, clearer colors in your concentrate, and this is just absolutely beautiful. With these, one of the reasons why I picked some of these strains over the next couple of weeks is because they're dual. They're two different strains that have been combined together in the flower stage to create the wax. But it kind of goes on with our Halloween theme. Who doesn't ever get sweeties at Halloween time? Come on, guys. So, you know, we did candy corn, we did bubble gum, we've done all of these things going on, and yeah, I absolutely love them. So yes, we're going to try out a couple of other dispensaries. I am actually going to be contacting a few of them over the phone to kind of let them know, hey, we are doing these reviews, this is what's going on. We want them to see these reviews because they're not bad. We're not here to pick on anybody. I'm not here to throw anybody under the bus. I don't want to talk about how bad anybody's products are. I want this to be a very uplifting, happy channel that we can turn to for educational purposes when we need the information about cannabis. So that's the whole point in doing this show. So, because this was a dual strain, my reviews have been getting longer, as you probably noticed with the videos. Because what you end up having to do is you have to do all of the research on both strains, and then you have to combine them. And in doing this, what ends up happening is sometimes they'll cancel out some of the negative effects, but they'll also cancel out some of the positive effects. And this is one of those strains that it does do that with, and that's why I'm bringing this up. So we are going to, I think we're going to change this up a little bit because I have noticed lately during my reviews that I'm doing 2 dabs. So I think before we go into all of the descriptions, we're going to hit that dab rig one good time. Let it feel it. Then we're going to go through these descriptions. We're going to hit it again. And we're going to get good medicated so that we can go inside and start writing like a champ. I am behind on all my writing, so I apologize, guys. I am trying to get it there. I just finished up Race Fuel and ChemDog this morning. That review turned out, it was a great write-up. I had a lot of fun with it, pulling in some race terms that I know. I am a big racing girl. I love racing. So, and that one actually, if you're anything like me, sometimes when I'm at the racetrack, because I do actually go to the racetracks. I've actually gone to racetracks in other states. I love racing. It is one of those things that's just in my blood. So, if you're like me and odd things can arouse you at times, you will notice that race fuel is one of those things for a lot of women and men in some cases. It is definitely for me, and one of those, just the scent alone is just a phenomenal thing. So yeah, I did find that with the race fuel and ChemDog that I did get that arousal. My husband did get the benefits of that wonderful strain. So yeah, guys, please understand that as these effects come up, I try to bring them up so that you guys know. Again, we're all women, or well, we're all either men or women or whatever it is that we are, and we have our own things. However, most of the time, men hold a, I've noticed that men seem to be pretty sexually active throughout their whole lives, to whereas women have these ruts that they'll kind of come in and out of and in and out of. And so sometimes with us women, when we need that little extra, we want it, but we just need that little extra to push us kind of overboard a little bit. Oh my God, the smell of race fuel is one of those things that does it for me every time. So the only thing that I had with the whole thing was the migraines. I did have to watch for the migraines, and because the diesel-y fuel taste does trigger migraines for me. I love watching the jets go over. Just don't open my garage door again. It scared me the last time you did it. It's funny. Where I live, we are in, they're flight paths. They fly over us all the time. So we have artillery. We have all kinds of crap out here. It's kind of cool. I'll take you guys out exploring sometime. It's pretty fun. But we get the jets all the time, and I don't know if one of them does, they have like a garage door opener in their plane or something, but they come out here and then they hit whatever button in their jet, and all of our garage doors go up. It is hilarious. And then you'll see all of us walk out and look around, and we're like, thanks, guys. So yeah, for some reason, they can open all of our garage doors. I don't know why. But, you know, I've had it happen at like 5 in the morning when I'm awake, but I'm just kind of on the teetering, sleepy haze type of place. And yeah, it'll freak me out. It will definitely freak me out. I almost got on a Facebook Live one time, and it was freaking out. I'm like, somebody's trying to break in my house. Holy shit! And it was just the planes going. It was just the jets going over. So I know they have to be laughing when they do that. I would be. I know I would be. Those flyboys are great. They have great senses of humor. So I'm just heating this up. I have this one pretty well seasoned at this point in time, as you guys can see. Here, I'll bring it up closer for you. I have seasoned the hell out of this bong. I have a lot of oil that comes through it. That is I like a good seasoned bong. I like to taste my hits. Yumma, yumma, yumma. Now, by a good seasoned bong, I don't mean the inside of my actual bong. I only mean that on the inside of my oil expander and my dab bucket. Those are the only things that I want well seasoned. My actual bong, I did finally post a video of me cleaning, I think my bigger bong with the sea salt and alcohol. It worked amazing. It works amazing every time. I can get a perfectly nasty, grossy bong that nobody would ever want to touch clean in less than 5 minutes with just alcohol and sea salt. And I barely have to shake that sucker. It works well. So if you're ever in a bind and you need that, just pick up a big container of either Epsom salt or sea salt and some alcohol. And that's all you need. Some rubbing alcohol. Okie, let's dab this pretty girl first, and then we'll talk about her. Guys, don't forget, if you like anything in this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. We have finally hit 700 subscribers, and oh my god, YouTube has been a hard monster to battle with. It's not like any other social media platform. So hit that subscribe button, share these videos. Right now, we're just trying to get the education out there. Let people know what cannabis can help you with, what cannabis doesn't kind of help you with. And, you know, sometimes you just want to let go and relax and have a good time. And I love doing that with cannabis versus alcohol any day of the week, purely because I wake up feeling great tomorrow. With cannabis, and with alcohol, I feel like shit. So, fuck cancer, guys. That one got me. Please tell me I brought my drink out here. Oh, I did. It's right next to me. Evidently, I'm blind, too. I'm a dork. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to recoup on that one, which doesn't happen very often. So we'll just jump right into this. This morning, I was feeling extremely nauseous. Oh, excuse me. I came out here to do my video twice before this, and I had to put the brakes on because it started raining on me. And as you guys know, I try to do all of my reviews live, so you guys get a good interpretation of how it's hitting me. That one has some pepper spice to it. It's gonna like tear your throat up. So if you have a sensitive throat or a sore throat, this one you're not gonna want to do so hot. Let it cool down a little more than what I did. But because it's hot and hurtful, what'll end up happening, just so I can kind of give you an explanation as to what's going on within my body right now. For those of you that have never done a hot and hurtful dab, it does hurt. Your throat hurts, your body tenses up, you get heavy. I have to be careful that I don't over cough, because over coughing will cause me to start vomiting because of the chronic nausea and vomiting from all of the years of cancer treatments and cancer. So I have to be real careful with that. So these really big, hot and hurtful dabs when I'm in bad shape in the morning, as long as it's not a real fuely type of a flavor, I can usually hold my stomach down pretty well. But the first in the morning is usually a hot and hurtful, and that is, it's going to knock the breath out of me. It's going to be hot. I'm going to start sweating. I'm going to feel like, okay, I need to just cool off type of a thing. And that's what happens. It's your body's normal way of lack of oxygen and trying to get more all at the same time. And then your body gets really hot because you get this rush of this cannabinoids into your system. So all of this is kind of, I don't want to, kind of cohesively molding into your body to where you'll go into a more relaxed state. And that's when you'll notice that I start calming down. My arms will kind of come down. I don't talk with my hands as much. I do get a little bit, I still get animated, I guess I would call it. But I'm a little bit more comfortable. I am, what's today? Today's Thursday. I am 1 week out of surgery, my last surgery, and that's where they put the implant in for the bladder. I'm still extremely tender on my back and in on my butt area. I can still feel the Medtronics devices, the stimulants in there going and fluttering in there all the time. If I concentrate, I can kind of make the feeling fade away, or I can make it be a little bit more intensified without using the remote. And just so you guys know, I will do another video. I did get a new remote now that I have the complete implant in. It doesn't look like it's not a cell phone anymore. It looks like a kid's toy, and it has this really long tail to it that it's called its antenna. And you take the antenna part and you put it over your butt, and that's how it communicates to the device that's in my body. So it's kind of cool. So now that my breath is coming back, hi sis, how you doing? So now that my breath is coming back, let's talk a little bit about these two strains. And as you guys can see, there's actually quite a bit of research that goes into pulling these two and doing these reviews. It's now basically 2 reviews into one. So with your Designer OG, you're looking at an indica dominant hybrid of a 70-30 range, about a 31% THC rating on this with no CBD and no CBN. Same goes for the Sweeties. It's going to be a 25% THC rating with no CBD and no CBNs. So a lot of these, as I'm going through them, you're going to go, okay, I see where this is coming from. So this seems to be a pretty large dispensary in my opinion, because they've got several different breeds that they're able to combine together to get a good assortment of products. So on this one, they have a Pure Kush. The Designer OGs comes from the Pure Kush and Faceoff OG. We are again with Organix Refinery or Arizona Organix right here in downtown Glendale, Arizona. It is a very thick, snap and pull. It is a very clear, as you can see, snap and pull. You don't get let's see, how do you say this? If you've ever gardened or cultivated anything, not just cannabis, you kind of get a good idea of what your plant food tastes like by how it smells. And we're all guilty of it, and it's gross as hell, but we end up getting some of the food on our fingers, and we put our fingers in our... Sorry, guys. Yeah, that was so not cool. So yeah, now I'm actually being mean. I have learned that as much as I love you guys, and please don't get me wrong, I love you guys. There are a time and place for things. And on my live video, if you're gonna try to video call me while I'm on a live YouTube video, you're gonna get your ass reamed. Nothing personal, but no, there is not one person that is more important than the group, ever. This Canna Pack is the most important. We are all equal here, and I want your guys' feedback. I want to know how these strains affect you guys too. That's why I do this. So please comment on these strains. This is a big thing for me. If it affects you completely different than what it affects me, I would love to get you over here to do a review with me so we could compare that high. And the reason why I want to do that is because we're all different. We all react to different things differently. And when I find somebody that reacts completely different or not even completely, just even slightly opposite from me, I want to sit down and review with them, because they're going to open my eyes more to what's going on, because now I'm going to go, hey, wait a minute. Now I gotta think and feel about it. Now I gotta wait a minute here. I gotta think. So yes, I want to know what your guys' comments are. Please tell me if you guys are having. Hi Michelle, how you doing, sweetie? Yeah, if you guys are having, if you guys have tried some of these strains, let me know how they react with you. If you guys if you're in Arizona and you want to sit down and do a review with me, hey, you know something? I'm a human being just like you. Put my pants on 1 foot at a time. Let's do it. I'll have you over. We will sit down in my garden and we will review the same strand and let's see how we react to it. This is a big science experiment to me. That's why I do this. This isn't work. I love doing this. I love learning and feeling new things. It's amazing. And I love being able to sit down and talk to you guys and go, okay, wait a minute. I didn't know that. I didn't think. And you guys, I mean, we can open each other's eyes to so many different things. And not only can we do that, but we can open the world's eyes to this in so many different ways. Because I have never met a stoner that doesn't want to share, that doesn't want to sit down and be fluent and talk and correspond and be in the moment and live. And that's what it's about now. That's what this life is about. This is about all of us coming together in the right way, not protesting and hate and all of this other stuff like we see on all these political commercials. I swear to God, I wish the political commercials would end, or at least the rules would be written that said, no, you are no longer allowed to bash your opponent. You have to build them up. You now, be honest. Don't bash. Stop this. Stop insinuating. Stop building or tearing each other down. We're no better. We're no different than anybody else. We need to work together to make this work for us. And that's what this country's about. None of us, we're all mutts. We all come from different places, except the Indians. So, nothing personal. I think we need to, rethink this whole thing. This human bashing has got to end. It's got to end. It's just got to end. I mean, I watched, I don't know, I guess recently some of these movies where children are getting hurt and killed is just, I don't know, it's saddening, it's sickening. I don't feel the need for all of this, and I am like the biggest horror guru out there. If there's a horror movie, I'm watching it, especially during the month of October. I am so bad. I am so bad. Biggest secret, if you ever, I'm like sadistic mad. Before each one of my surgeries over the last several weeks, my thing, I guess, in my off time is to binge watch scary movies that if it could go wrong during a surgery, it does. So it's like, okay, if I actually show up to the surgery, I'm doing good because I'll be fine. So I binge watch all of these scary shows, and oh my God, I didn't even tell you guys, I had the best freaking last surgery. It was so funny. My poor anesthesiologist. Oh, he actually, I'm a tough stick. My veins blow. I have a hard time if I'm dehydrated. My veins don't like to take. My sister's here, you can ask her. There is no good side, there's no bad side. It's just, they all suck. I've had IVs in my neck. And let me tell you what, there is nothing worse than an IV in your neck. Except maybe in your foot. Those suck too. I've had that too. I don't like those. I don't like those at all. But he's like, okay, they've poked you 4 times. We were running late because my surgeon got booted from the surgery room 10 minutes before I was supposed to be called back for pre-op. And so we're like sitting around with our thumbs up our asses for 2 hours. I'm like, Jesus. And he's trying to get this, you know, he's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. So he goes and he puts this IV in right here, and I should have told him it was going to blow. I might have even said my veins blow, because I could tell it was going to go. And you get a feeling, I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but basically it feels like when they start to push the saline solution into the IV at the very first, it feels like acid is going through your vein, or like there's potassium in there. And oh my God, you never want to get intravenous potassium. That is the worst shit in the world. But it blew so bad. Well, I'm asleep, and I hear Chris's voice. He's the anesthesiologist. He's like trying to talk to me, but it's, and he's like in the distance, and he's just trying to talk to me, and I'm like, Chris, honey, Chris, my hand hurts. He's like, I hear this, I know, I'm trying, and I'm like, no, you don't get it. Chris, my hand is on fire. This hurts. He's like, yeah, you think? I'm like, dude, you were my best friend when I went to sleep. What did you do? This poor anesthesiologist, I swear to God, he wanted to cry. I was just so ditzy and stupid. And I'm like, yeah, dude, this shit hurts. What the hell? And he's like, your vein perforated. It's gonna hurt for a while. I'm like, dude, my vein blew. It hurts. And he's like, oh my God, she's a parrot. And that's all I hear. That's all I hear, him talking to the freaking nurse saying. And I thought it was hilarious. And I'm kind of starting to come more to. And he says, well, I can give you an IM. I'm like, no, put it back in the vein. I'm like, IMs don't work. They hurt. Put it back in the vein. That works better. So, too bad that wasn't recorded, because that one was freaking hilarious. And this goes on. I mean, these poor nurses. There's like 3 or 4 nurses around me. And the anesthesiologist is there. And then I hear the doctor's voice, Dr. Twist's voice. And I'm like, okay. Is my entourage still matching? And he's like, yep, she's still high. So, yeah, I guess before I had gone under, I guess I had made a comment in the OR about how I had the best entourage in the world because they all matched. So yeah, I was pretty high. So, now if you have any idea of how funny that story was and how high I was when I was talking to the doctor about that, think about that and the euphoria I'm feeling now. Okay, the blend here is a very relaxing, calming, focused. I was able to go throughout my entire story without going, wait a minute, what was I saying? I can't remember. Because I go through these, and I go through these bouts to where my memory fades really bad. To where I can be mid-sentence and completely forget about what I'm talking about. And all of this started happening during my last sessions of chemo. So this was before I started smoking cannabis to the extent that I am now. However, I have noticed that since I am now a daily smoker and I'm a heavy smoker, I have noticed that my memory has started to improve with some things. I still have no memory of my childhood, or of a majority of my childhood, and that's okay. I don't remember a lot of my kids' childhood because I was so drugged out on opioids and medications from the doctor because, I mean, nobody wants to see that cancer patient suffer. That is not what they want to do. They do not want to have to sit there and hold that diagnosis of you're dying and you're fighting, you're fighting for your life. But now we don't want to let you get high too. We don't want you to, we feel bad. So I'll tell you what, I was on at one point in time throughout the height of my treatments. I was on 110 diazepam, 5 milligram diazepam a month. I was on 90 Percocet a month, or Vicodin, depending on what they were pushing that month, I guess. I don't know. I went through phases with Percocet and with Vicodin to where Vicodin would help me sleep at night and Percocet would make me a little bit more hyper. So I had to switch them based on how it affected me. And the only thing I can think of now, looking back on it, was maybe there was a derivative in the products that they changed when they were manufacturing it that caused a different reaction. And that's why all of a sudden it would make me hyper instead of relaxing me to let me sleep. So that's the only thing I can really think of. That's kind of the cool thing with cannabis. Cannabis doesn't have that, as long as it's clean cannabis, let me rephrase, you're going to be pretty standard across the board with that strain. If it's going to help you with, bowel issues or muscle spasm issues or things like that, it's going to be across the board and within that strain's genealogy. Because it's grown, it's bred into the plant. It's not made. And that's kind of the biggest thing. So when you're looking at feeding or nurturing as a cultivator your plants, one of the things that you need to start looking at is those carcinogen levels. If your dispensary does not test for carcinogens, talk to them about it. It's really not that much more of an expensive test. A lot of dispensaries don't want to do it because they don't want to know, and neither would you, and it's not required by the law. California, Colorado, I believe, are contrary to that. Washington, I believe, is also, they do test for carcinogens. They do have to stay within a certain parameter. As you guys know, and you've seen on my channel, I do cultivate, have cultivated, and I am a completely organic grow. My very, very first grow yielded 220 on my carcinogens, which is amazing. I've only ever met anybody that can do better than me, and he was at 40, which means 4. So how it works is you'll see the numbers with your carcinogens, and you always add a 0 at the back of that number. So if he's at a 4, he's actually at a 40. I was at 22, so you have to add that 0, so I was at a 220. But I am completely organic. All the way down to my soils are completely organic. I mulch pit my soils. I garden regularly, so I am huge on organic. And the reason why is because when you're introducing all these different chemicals or nutrients or minerals or any of whatever you want to call this stuff into these plants, it's going to alter it. So that's today's lesson on cultivating. Organic's better. But let's get back to this review. And the reason why I did want to talk a little bit more about this is because of their name. Their name actually implies organic. Not only does it imply organic, it tastes to me to be very organic. And that is a huge thing for me. So Arizona Organics or Organix Refinery, you guys have been around since 2012. Do you guys test for carcinogens? If you do, what's your number? Please throw it down below. I will be giving you guys a call at some point in time. I do want to sit down and talk to you guys. I have been extremely impressed with your products. I've really, really enjoyed being able to review them and talk about them and smoke them. I've really enjoyed the effects of your concentrates. Okay, so let's finish this. Sure. The buds have small, on the Designer OG, the buds have small, rounded, forest green nuts with lots of dark orange hairs, and a unique coating of tiny, purple-tinted crystal trichomes. The effects of her are going to be relaxed, happy, creative, giggly, and uplifted, medicinally You'll find it helps with depression, stress, lack of appetite, insomnia, muscle spasms, and the negatives on this, just like everything else, dry mouth, dry eyes, paranoia, and anxiety. Sweeties comes from White Tahoe Cookies, another beautiful cookie strain. You can't go wrong with when you have cookies around. And then Faceoff BX. Again, saw the wax itself, beautiful light color. These Sweeties buds are super colorful. The buds are dense popcorn-shaped nugs that are covered in red hairs, dotted with pink, purple, and blue undertones throughout. So this particular strain, I am dying to actually see in person. I want to try it. I want to see it. I would love to see the plant sometime. Because I have been looking for a very colorful cannabis that I could show off, and I want to know if they actually exist. So, the effects of this beauty is relaxed, happy, uplifted, focused, and hungry. Medicinally, nausea, stress, depression, lack of appetite, and inflammation. The negatives, dry eyes, mouth, paranoia, dizzy, and headaches. So this is where I'm saying that one cancels the other. Because you have headaches as a negative effect in one strain, but you don't have it anywhere in the other. However, you do have it up into the medicinal end of it, that it will help with migraines. This will start canceling one another out. It won't necessarily help you when you get a migraine, but it won't cause one. So we've talked about this going either way. A lot of times when I have the really diesel-y or fuel-y flavors, that will trigger a migraine for me, and I have to be careful with that. This is actually one that I can smoke daily without too many causes or concerns when it comes to migraines, which is amazing. So, we are going to go ahead and dab this one up again. Only not do it so hot and hurtfully this time. Oh, hold on. We're going to heat it up, and then I'll get my dab. So don't forget, guys, if you've seen anything in this video that you've liked, hit like that button, hit the subscribe to my channel. We have finally hit 700 subscribers. I am so happy. We have contests coming out. Our next contest, we are giving away a stash box on Halloween, so stay tuned. But the sun is running behind the clouds again, and I'm afraid I'm going to get rained on. And I really love all these names that I've been getting a hold of lately. The candy corn and the bubble gum and sweeties, and for Halloween coming up. Makes it easier to tag my videos. Yay! Oh my god, this is gonna be an hour review. Sorry guys, I got off on a tangent. Want a medium dab? Uh-oh, dropping stuff. I need to bring my little temperature thing out so I can gauge it, so I don't do hot and hurtful ones, because that last one did hurt. Whoops. Do-do-do. Cheers, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.